Hello Taurus, and welcome to your September reading. So I meditated on your energy, and this month the cards that came out shows me that there's going to be this huge readjustment on your masculine, on your divine masculine. And when I say the divine masculine, I don't just mean the men in your life or if you're a man, but we all have within ourselves the divine feminine and masculine, no matter what flesh body we decided to come here in. So the divine masculine is the part of us that goes out there and makes the moves, has ambition, goals, focus, and actually accomplishes our inspirations, our soul's desires, and so on. Okay, so the first cards that came out, I have the Seven of Swords, the 10 of Pentacle, and the 10 of Wands. Right away, right off the bat, two cycles that finish and that were filled with Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords, this is this empowerment. This is when we're letting the outside world having more power than us on our own manifestation of our lives. And it affected your wants, your willpower, how you went about in life to do your things, your decisions, and so on. And your 10 of Pentacles, the empire you were able to build until now. It could be financial, or just like a stable relationship, or so on. Seven of Swords. Then I have the Emperor, of course. And then I have the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. This was part of the past cycle. At this point, at the end of the month, because under I have Justice and Judgment, these two cards are reversed. Five of Cups, all of your disappointments, grievings, and we grieve not just, grieving a relationship that didn't work, maybe a major masculine in our life that wasn't there, or that brought disappointment here, Three of Swords, but grieving also what we haven't received from the masculine. I wasn't protected. I wasn't supported. Nobody took care of me. But the thing is that they were all mirrors of the state of your inner masculine. There's a readjustment here that is going to allow you to empower your masculine, not have him let, everybody go and steal your swords here. So that's going to make a major change in your life. Under our tens here with the Seven of Swords, I have the Page of Cup, and I have King of Sword, Seven of Cup, Eight of Sword. That little Page of Cup here is would really rebalance everything, okay? Because here our King of Sword, the way one thinks, the clarity that is needed and that is going to be enhanced with that Justice and that Judgment. Right now, analysis, paralysis, Eight of Swords. Don't see how I can improve this. You're probably hearing this and you're thinking, well, no, that's it. I don't see how I can improve my 10 of Pentacle and my 10 of Wands. I've always done things like that because this is how life is. Seven of Cups, when I dream inside, all my old wounds and my fears and all the disappointments that I have are right there in front of me. I see them. I even express them. Because it's all a question of mirroring. you're gonna spot right away the person that can do this to you. And that is, at one point it becomes kind of when we say self-fulfilling prophecies, and you can repeat these cycles, but it's the end of it. It's going to be the end of it because you're going to grab that little cup of self-love. Under the Emperor, I do have the Four of Cups. By grabbing that little cup of self-love for you, that's the cup that you couldn't see before. That all of your reality, like probably, men take everything they can. Maybe if you're a woman, you have that mentality. Or like I was saying, they don't support. They don't this and that because of what you've lived. It's based on your experiences, and that's what you see in front of you. And that puts you in a jail, in a mental jail, of not being able to accomplish more because you do have an inner masculine within yourself that allowed that. So that is like that. Under that I have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is that capacity to build. But we need for that our masculine to be able to build out there in the pentacle world, in this kingdom. And here you have the three characters. You have the priest, the architect, and the craftsman. Because one has to have the will to build, the vision of it, and the capacity to actually do it physically. So, Three of Pentacles. Being in the Four of Cups, not believing in it, and allowing this empowerment and being stuck in your wounds prevented you from being able to build the life that you wanted. But good news, I have Justice and I have Judgment. Justice and Judgment, it's a leveling up right away. All the parts of us that were wounded are coming back to the surface so that we can embrace them and rise them with the vibration of the divine. That's why you have an angel with a trumpet that is pure divine vibration, the vibration of the sound. And here these people in the coffin, the divine feminine, divine masculine, and the inner child. These coffins are floating on water because they used to be in our subconscious. All the pains and the wounds are divine masculine, are wounded divine masculine. Whether you are a woman or a man, if you ever had a hard time, you could have had ideas of a book, a business, you're working somewhere and you never get the promotions or whatever. It's your divine masculine with ambition, with go-getting and all of that. You think all the kings and the court cards coming that were wounded in your subconscious, not being there for you, are coming back. You're going to embrace them, heal them, and now you will be full power. If you look at just the major arcanas, you have the Emperor, Justice, Judgment. Divine masculine being readjusted by a lifting up, okay, by a rising. So let's clarify this for Tauruses. I call upon the divine, I call upon the light, I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Taurus for the month of September. Taurus for the month of September. Okay, show me the 2 tens and that 7 of swords, Spirit, for Taurus. That little cup of the page of cup can be for that new moon that if you're listening to this at the beginning of the month, it's gonna be tight. You might have it on the 1st because I'm running late. I'm sorry, life can be full. Okay. That full moon in Pisces would help you release a lot of old pains. The Pope, there you are, applying that judgment, deciding what door to open or not, understanding that all that you've lived is not all there is. You're more than that, and you're going to reprogram your masculine to be more than that. Pope. And here I have the Tower. So that might come as kind of a shock. Oh my God, it is the lack of self-love that allowed me to give my power to everybody around. Oh, I can't do that. You do it even, you know? Or when we think that the universe doesn't love us, that is the first big mistake we make. And then we base our decisions and the limit of what we can accomplish on that. And that is our divine masculine. When the Tower comes, it's like an awakening. It's like, okay, I was trying to build something in my life, but by thinking like this, it was impossible. So the divine crumbles it because it was unsustainable, or you were hurting yourself in it, not being in your power in that situation. They had to crumble it through an awakening. Let's look at your Emperor. The extra pentacle, so that you can be in the 6 of Pentacle. And I'm pretty sure before it was a 5 of Pentacle. So that your Emperor was not supporting you, was not there for you. You were sacrificing for other people's sake, but not for yourself, not serving yourself or anything like that. 6 of Pentacle, that's the readjustment. The readjustment that I deserve to be fulfilled, and I shall give the overflow. That is how the universe is balanced. Because as soon as one sacrifices, first of all, that's where they vibrate, in lack and suffering. And where you vibrate, that is what you offer to the divine. So the good balance is that you should be fulfilled. And then you give your overflow to the ones in need. That's what that man is doing. And when you give your overflow, it is truly given at that point, because you're not in lack. You're not expecting anything in return. And they're not feeling like, oh my God, if I receive this, I'm going to have to give something in return. They are just happy to receive it. And that is just the rebalancing of things. Show me the 5. Oh, okay. Here's our King of Swords. Here, you're going to see clearly on this. And here I have a Page of Wands. So that was in your wands, in your way of walking, in how you would bring yourself, push your willpower, your choices, and so on, your boundaries or whatnot. It was filled with 5 of Cups and 3 of Swords. With the Page of Wands, that is the first character that actually grabs an Ace of Wands. After the 10, there's an Ace. But there you have it right away in your hand, bringing the enthusiasm of this new path in front of you. Having a clear mind after understanding this, and then walking on a new cycle. Not repeating, if you understood it, not repeating another cycle of 5 of Cups and 3 of Swords. Let's look at the Page of Cups. Here I have the Queen of Wands, and I have the Eight of Pentacles. I think that this Page of Cups, for some of you, that kind of understanding, you will probably maybe get it through a recognition, a compliment at work. That can be possible. That brings that tower and you're kind of seeing everything clearly. But on a spiritual level, the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups, this is all the work and the attention that you've been putting on trying to break that ceiling of, you know, the conditions of your life. Through your desire, this is what I want. I want to be abundant. I want to be fruitful. She's the law of attraction. So she knows that where she aims, it will be reflected to her and it will be brought to her. Let's look at that Four of Cups. A lot of you, this is happening at your work also. Four of Cups, Ten of Swords. The end of thinking and believing that you cannot have more than what you've had until now. This is what always happens to me, you know. If I go to a restaurant, maybe the waiter doesn't see me. Or when I'm in need, even if I sacrifice to everybody, when I'm in need, nobody's there. So when there are occasions and things like that, man, it's gonna be the same. End of that cycle of not believing that you can have more and to be more fulfilled emotionally also than what you've had in the past. Let's look at that Justice. A rebalancing of karma arises when we understand exactly the conditions of how it got there and the price we paid. Ten of Swords is a bit that, all right. Ten of Wands, that end of that cycle, with the Eight of Wands with Justice. All of a sudden, in your new page, you are readjusting and making moves in that new readjustment. So I was saying, for a situation to be balanced, for a karma to end, you need to understand the whole process of karma. And when we think as karma as a punishment, oh, I'm paying for something I did in another life or whatever, we don't do nothing about it. Because we're feeling like we're paying, we're suffering, and it's like a payment. Or I suffer so much, I'm going to win a prize at the end. But that is a human thinking distortion. It's much more mechanical than that. If there's a way that you think or perceive life that makes you take a certain kind of decisions from these perceptions, you're going to have a kind of result, and that is going to feed your perception of your reality, because it's going to be an eternal circle like this. And that is karma. When you are not satisfied with the result, then you have to look at your perception, and at every angle of your perception, how inside, outside, above, below, every direction of your perception of what you think reality is, who you think you are, the limit of you. Then when you get a clarity about this condition, then you can rebalance justice. And sometimes it takes to rise the perspective and look at all of this to be able to be whole and truly stop a karma. And this is what is happening here. Let's look at your King of Swords here, that before your masculine, how he would think and plan and do things, was filled with the Eight of Swords and a 7 of Cups. All right. Death. That's a transformation of your King of Pentacle with the 5 of Swords. That kind of defeatism or extra mental workout to try and win, but nobody's happy because you're trying in the outside instead of changing inside. Death here is transforming your divine masculine again, so that instead of defeating you, he will actually, the King of Pentacles is the one that supports, he's the one that provides, he's the one that finds solutions to ease your life, to make your life easy and comfortable in this pentacle world. That's the King of Pentacles. You are, by changing your perception, instead of seeing that everything around is trying to win one over you, you're changing all of that and therefore rehabilitating your capacity to find solutions, to be fruitful in all of that, and to start building your life. 3 of Pentacles, Spirit, for Taurus for the month of September. Okay, so the first one is the world, and then I have my 5 of Pentacles under my 6 of Pentacles here. So yes, end of that karma. And with the moon, this was a quest of the moon. For a while you were walking in the shadows, having all of your fears brought up, probably had a lot of misfortunes with divine masculines, how people acted towards you, how they supported you or not, and all of that, what I was saying, making you feel left out in the cold. It's everybody except from me kind of feeling. And that was how you were disempowering yourself. But that is transforming. You're finishing that cycle. After the moon comes death. After we pass through that quest and we pass those 2 pillars, it's like a rebirth. So what is no longer, what was stagnating or hindering us, can die. That is the true purpose of the death card. Therefore, a transformation. Let's look at the Judgment. Judgment for Taurus. All right. The Judgment is that you're leaving that whole situation of being stuck in the same place behind. At that point, we're acknowledging, you know what? I need that cup. I need that Ace of Cups in my hand if I want to see results in my life. And that's where I'm going for. So that analysis paralysis, that I am stuck in the same situation with the same arguments in my head, passing, and I don't see any way out because my perception is distorted by my old wounds and my experiences, creating kind of a, this is the fact of life and there's nothing else. And the capacity of the Pope is understanding that no, this is the experiences that you had until now, but it doesn't have to be your reality. Do not limit yourself to the experiences that you had or to what others limit on you either. This is what you understand this month, Taurus. And that is going to open up a brand new cycle for you. And that is a huge leap. I don't know I'm gonna call this, but yeah, it's end of a karma. There you go. Or readjusting the divine masculine. That could be it. All right. On this, my beautiful Tauruses, I'm gonna send you my love and light for the month of September. If you want a private reading, the description is below. There's an email to write to me. Thank you so much for sharing, commenting, subscribe, please, to grow the channel. And thank you for the ones of you that gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the full moon, new moon, I do a little ceremony of gratitude to give you back. And so on this, all my love and light again for the month of September. May the light prevail, and I'll see you next month.